Good morning. The video that you've requested, the one I'm going to do today, is the one about all of this. Why? Take my good hand. We're going to take this beard and we're going to shape it into what I believe is the best beard shape you can have for everyday life and waking up not looking like that. But first of all, we have to tidy this shit tip. Nice, tidy surrounding. And this delicious granola, yogurt and summer fruit bowl. Protein granola from My Protein. Frozen fruits, flash frozen, keeps all the goodness in there, so all those antioxidants and stuff we want. So if you want good hair, nice beard, you got to make sure that you get your micronutrients in. That also means vitamins. So I'm going to eat this, take my vitamins, and get on with stuff, which will be sorting this out. So fed, watered, kitchen, lovely and tidy. Ignore that. I'm going to show you today why one of the cheapest things that you can buy could become one of your major friends for keeping all of this in shape and in line, and that is dermablades. A pack of these will cost you just a couple of pounds. A little blade. They are fantastic for lining up beards, stray hairs that we all get, or maybe even doing hairline if you've got a shaved head. I picked up something else which I thought would be kind of cool. A beard shaving kit. The idea is you stick them on the mirror where you're shaving your beard and it catches all of the hairs. £3 from whatever the hell store that is. We should protect my lovely Gymshark cutoff. Link in the description. Okay, whew, it's cold in here. You guys there, so that then I can see you through this. Should probably go to wipe. Hey, oh, tools. And I don't know why. I knew I was filming, but I couldn't not pick it. So let's all just not pretend that it's not there, because it is. So let's just name him. Everybody say hello to Steve. See what this thing's all about. Two little suction cups. Oh, it's not as big as I thought. Velcro attachment. Hook and hook. Well, whoever thought that up is a bloody genius, because that is 5p's worth of polyester, a couple of hooks and Velcro. So I got one of these. This is the Chemi. This is basically the Chinese version of the wall fade something or other. But I will link this in the description for you. They're cordless. There are no cords, less chance of error, less chance of catching, less restriction. Same brand again, skeleton shaver. So these are as damn near close as you can get to the skin. But I also use these on my body because they don't irritate the skin at all. I do my own hair. The reason, because my hair grows like wildfire. So I learned to just do it. And luckily I have a peanut head, which means my head kind of comes out and goes in. I'm just able to just go like this, real easy. And these are great. Now, to make sure that this stays down to the bone on the sides, this is a Chemi foil shaver. And these will actually get you closer than a cutthroat. And these do not irritate your skin at all. I've had really expensive ones of these and they cut the crap out of my head. These sucked. And they were about 65 quid. This was like a tenner, and it comes with an extra spare set of foils, and that is less money than it would cost you to buy a spare pair of foils for the other brands. And this doesn't irritate my skin whatsoever, no matter where I use it. It's like, most people shave their faces in the morning. I have to shave my head. Forgot to mention is that these foil shavers cannot cut long hair. Here, see, it's not going to do shit. You know, they will take stubble right off quickly, so there's no excuses then to have that stubble creeping back up your face, because literally every morning you just get up and whip this off and it will take you less than a minute. Now, as you can see, this beard has got a little bit longer than I would like. It's the shape of it that I want to change today, and it's the shape of it that I think is going to be important. If you're growing a beard, one, it's going to stay neater, easier if you cut your beard this way. Two, it's going to be easier to style and keep it styled if you cut your beard this way. And three, it can give the illusion of more length as you're growing your beard out if you go for this style. Because at the moment you can see the beard is relatively rounded. Brush it out. Here you can see it's very even and very Amish. That is a nice even shape. It's still holding a little bit of the shape I like, but not enough. And the shape I like is known as the ducktail. Now the difference between ducktail and this beard is, as I brush it down, you can see that this stays kind of rounded and almost starting to square off. So my jawline here is here. That's where my actual bone is. And what I want to do is come from there at a downward angle towards what we're going to create as the tip of the beard. And this is known as a ducktail because as we come down, we're going to also bring it in to an ever so slight point. We're not pizzaing it. We're just going to taper it in. And the reason that this is a better Anita beard is because once you take away this weight, once you get rid of all of this, your beard will stay in a better shape, because whenever you've got weight underneath here that's long and heavy, when you push your face in, it pushes your beard out and then it stays like so. Now, if you ride motorbikes like I do, this is bad. Helmet comes off, you're like that. And it's damn hard to get that back into a nice, neat looking style in the middle of the countryside or whatever pub you've landed at. It will stay twisted, and even worse, it can end up like curled up, like Aladdin's shoe. But there's one thing that you need to do before we start all of this, and you might already be doing this or you might not. Yep, you need one of these. You need one of these, which is an open-backed brush, and these are super cheap and cheerful to buy. You don't have to get the best hairdryer in the world, just get one that's relatively strong. But blow drying your beard is hugely important. I said blow drying. Both are important though. Just like styling your hair. Hair on your face is still hair that needs to be trained to sit where you want it to sit. So what we're looking to do is come underneath the hair, and then we blow dry and follow through like this. Just like this, real easy. You're going to do that on all edges. And what this is doing, rather than all kind of splaying out where they want to go, it's going to train them to sit together. This is going to make your beard look neater and thicker. But what we're not going to do is curl outward. Just a little bit of a curl under as you come down. That's going to help it sit in and underneath. And you can see already how much that beard looks instantly. Wow, look at that. That is a world of difference. And that literally took me a couple of minutes. The more you do it, oh, look at my eye. Itchy eye, itchy eye. Oh, does that bother you? Oh. The more you do this, the quicker and easier it'll get, and the more you'll wake up already looking a little bit tamed. It is super important you do this before you start cutting your beard though. So now we can see, you know, everything it's growing out pretty nicely, because I do maintain my beard quite regularly. You can see everything is quite uniform. It's got that nice overall shape to it that's even from left to right, which is, again, you can check by just pushing the hair out, which is a good thing to do when you are going to cut whatever styling that you want. You should always just pull the hairs out and make sure that you're getting an even length from side to side. But for me, there's too much weight down here. I want to take this in, make it a little bit more of an angle, and take that weight out from underneath. So let's crack on. Put this back down to a 0 guard. Put our beard bib on. Beardy bib, bibbity bib, bibbity beard. Beard, bib, beard, bib, beard, bib. Looking like a back to front caped crusader. Limitations. Yeah. Oh, crap. Did I break it? Oh, son of a goddamn 20p polyester. Look at that. That's come clean off. Super glue. Some Gorilla Glue later, we're back in action. Take anything, you can use like a pencil or whatever you want to use, something to line it up. I'm going to take off basically this part here. I'm not going to mess with the front length just yet. We're going to do that afterwards, face on. This is where it gets ballsy, people. And what you can literally do is come underneath where you're pointing it in. Just making lines in. It's going to seem a bit scary as the hair starts falling, but trust in the process. So you can see I've just taken in from the jawline there, cut myself in. I'm going to do the same on this side. Any strays that you can see poking backwards, just come in and down on them, take them away. You can see we're starting to create that nice angle. Damn it! You need the brush. So you need your brush. Damn it! I'm prepared for that. Backup brush. Keep brushing it throughout this entire process so that you can see where the hairs are starting to sit. You can start brushing out to then brush back in if you find that you've got a few tangled hairs or hairs are sitting a bit weird. So we can see now where we've cut in and we've got this angle. What we're going to do now is we're going to lift our head up and we're going to come back and cut through the beard from the base up to the neck. Now this is a great way of getting an angle on your beard. Rather than going in and up and messing things up, we're going to tilt the head back and just go straight back. A lot of people screw up because they cut the beard too high and they go into kind of the under chin. We don't want that. So 2 fingers underneath your under chin and kind of that's your guide spot That's where you want to aim for. And we're just going to keep our head back. We're going to aim for that spot. We're not taking any length off the front, but we're going to come in and then let it just catch naturally. I'm going to not talk whilst doing this. You can see I'm just going straight back. Once you brush it through, you'll start to see that the front will start to look a bit wispy. Don't worry about that. We're going to nip those off and make this really neat at the end. But what we want at this point is just that weight balanced out. And I can see already that's pretty much very close to exactly how I need it. So brush it all out and then brush back in from underneath. So now we're going to use a little bit of common sense, because what we are going to end up with is a nice angle from here, but we want that angle to stay throughout the entirety of the beard. We don't want the beard to kind of have an underbelly sticking out. I can see here there's a couple just stray ones there, so I'm going to nick those off. And this way we can come in to the front and just take off those longer parts. But look, it's kind of done the job. You see, it's kind of done the job. I've taken off any extended strays that were underneath. But what I want to do now is just start neatening up these edges. So this stage now, look, you can see very clearly we've taken a lot of weight off that back end, but we've not really lost much length at all at the front. And you can see it's still looking nice and thick. It feels way lighter and easier to brush through now. There's less resistance. But you can see how this bit here is tucking underneath. I'm just going to blow dry that so that sits a bit better. So it's always important to take these moments and do things like this to make sure you end up with an even finish. So there you go now. That's much better now. I've got rid of that kind of little wave effect. You can see these parts here? That's what I'm aiming for. So I'm just going to bring this down and take those off. Just getting a little bit closer each time. And I'm going straight down. Make sure you don't angle in and chop. You're going to come straight down. All the way from the back, right round. So you can see right now it's looking pretty good. And from brushing it out now, I can see there's a few bits under here that just need nicking in a little bit further. There we go, much neater. What we're going to start doing now, we're going to start just taking off these parts here. It's sitting really nicely when brushed down. So nice and neat, but you can see how much weight has been taken out of this side. So what we're going to look to do now is just take away this little edge a little bit more and bring it in. We're going to do that by brushing it all back down, and then we're literally going to shape how we want it. So this little squared off point here is going to stay, but we're going to take off these parts here. Now again, we're going to go in from the edge, take out a little chunk, and then work our shape in from there. If you wanted a nice round shape on it, you can stop here. I prefer that little bit more of a ducktail shape, that little pull in here. But if you're happy with this, this is where you stop. You still lost all that weight at the back. We've got a nice angle which is accentuating our jawline. We're going to tidy up the neck afterwards and all our lines, which I'll show you how to do super easy. This is where it starts to become just personal taste. Ducktail time. Just literally shaping it how I want, and then we'll go underneath again to take away the weight that's behind that. You can see I'm coming down first to just feather it in, but you can see now there's a little bit of weight here that needs taking out. So I'm just going to follow it back, but I'm going to follow that angle this time. There we go. And it's as simple as that. So now you can see here, this is coming much more in at an angle, whereas to there, that is coming much more out and round. I'm just going to do the same on the other side. And we're pretty much there. So there we have it. You should be able to see very clearly how I've taken that weight off the edge there. Now, literally all I did was come down like this, just feathering it in. You then put your head up and the same rules apply. You just go back, taking off, evening out, that's like cutting the grass, just evening the length and following the shape. Slowly. And so then we end up with this nice taper. Now you can bring this in a little bit further if you wish, but I find it gets a little bit wispy if you go much thinner. The width of your own mouth and down is a good guide as to where you want to kind of bring that angle in, and I just bring it to not a total point, but you can see how it comes in there and how I've followed that line around really neatly. Last bits, lining up and neatening the edges. Taking the skeleton shaver, we're literally going to clean up that neck. I'm literally going just above the Adam's apple. We are not, repeat, not going into this zone here. 2 fingers, just above your Adam's apple. That's perfect. That's what we're looking for. This is such a great little shaver. If you had to have one, this would be your boy. So there we go, you can see a really nice, neat line that then helps with that accentuation of the jaw. Making sure that we've got this nice and lined up at the back as well. We want to make sure that this is squared off, in and back, in and back. We end up with this really nice, clean line, but my jaw is actually here. So I'm just setting that line a little bit behind where my actual jaw is, because if you cut it up to your jaw, what will happen is the skin behind there will then show through whenever you're moving around, so you'll get this weird separation. So just a little bit behind, accentuate that jawline. Now we just need to sort out this top line and any little rogue hairs on the tash. That's where this little derma blade is going to come into its own. This is great for taking hairs off, but it's actually, you can run your fingers around it. It's not going to slice you up like a razor would. It's always going to be handy to just rub a little bit of oil. This is by Blue Man. It smells real good. Another good oil is this miracle oil from Aldi, and it's super cheap and easy to get hold of. So all I'm going to do is just put a bit of oil on the skin, and we're just going to run it down very carefully to where we want that beard to line up. And you'll feel resistance when you hit the bigger hairs. Struggle with this, you can use a bit of liner pen to draw a straight line where you want it to be, but I'm quite happy just doing it without. And to blow out your cheeks to get to those more awkward places. So now I'm going to go away, up and away, just take those hairs down. You can see where I licked myself the other day. Silly boy. You see like little hairs like these here that I don't want? I can just take those off, take those down and keep that mustache shape really nice. So you don't have to keep every hair that's in your mustache. And obviously with your beard, but you can come up quite high up to the middle point of the ear here and have a real sharp point if you want. I kind of like it to have that more of a natural just end point there, so it just kind of fades out rather than it being too sharp and aggressive. But you make it as aggressive as you like. And there we go. You can see I've created a really nice, defined, clear line. By creating this line, it helps your beard look thicker because it's giving that contrast between the clear skin and the hair starting, rather than having it kind of sporadically growing out, which makes it look kind of wispier and thinner. Both sides nice and evenly lined up, got a nice even balance, both finishing at the same point on either side of the head. One side will always be better than the other. My left side always sits easier and better than the right side. Just keep things as even as possible from left to right, taking your time. But the final finishing touch, once you've got your beard lined up, to get in there and take it right down to the skin to keep it really fresh. And you can maintain that every single morning when you get up. You can just go over this. It will take you under 30 seconds to keep that line nice and tidy without having to get out a razor, drag it across the skin and irritate your face. It is as simple as that. So always make sure to take care of the skin afterwards. I just use this Q10 serum from Aldi. It's inexpensive, it's a couple of pounds, and just put that on the skin. Hopefully get rid of any more thieves from appearing. And then you are good to go. If you made it this far, just leave a comment below saying, bloody beardy wonderful. So there you go. A nice easy tutorial for you to all get your beards or wannabe beards into a nice shape that's easy to manage. It's going to look smart, but it's going to take up less of your time. So whether you're just starting to grow your beard or you've wanted to change it or it's been a bit unmanageable, hopefully this has really helped you. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. If you're not already, I'd love it if you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. You can find me here nice and easy. I try to keep things fun and entertaining as well as motivational. So there's something for everybody. If you want to know more about my mopper top hairdo and how I style it and do all of those things, then let me know. I'll make the videos. Hope you've all been having a good week. And if you haven't, don't worry about it. Keep your head up, keep moving forward, leave the shit in the past and bring forward the good. And I'll catch you in the next video. Boom, baby.